Welcome back to Mewni Mayhem on the Roundtable. I'm your host, AwestruckVox.
And my name is Tom.
And we're here to review the second half of Star vs. Evil, Season 5, Episode 6, Stranger Danger, in which Star finally meets the Queen of Darkness, Eclipsa Butterfly. And I really enjoyed this episode. This had a lot of great scenery, imagery, the music, just Eclipsa, the vibe she gave off, her personality, everything about this episode was pretty solid. And I really enjoyed the note this episode ended off on. So do you have any initial thoughts before we get into the overall plot?
It seemed like it went by really fast.
Yeah.
Which is usually a good thing.
Yeah. And I do have one complaint about this episode before we actually go into it. It's that we never actually see Eclipsa being freed from the crystal. Granted, we did see it being cracked, but, I feel like, again, it's kind of like how yesterday kind of glossed over.
There isn't really an explanation for why.
Yeah, like how they glossed over the resolution of battle for Mewni. Like, we never saw, Mewni Kingdom being restored or anything. It just goes straight to the next plot point. And
I also noticed that they never address Glosseric.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, this is what it is. And it's like they never actually acknowledge it.
Yeah, and on one hand, I appreciate that they're trying to, forward the development of all these characters and the plot. But again, there are moments that, that are important to see. Like, the fact that the Magical High Commission just showed up in the garden, they already knew Eclipsa was freed. There's no build up to it. And, it doesn't ruin the episode. And it's not inherently a bad thing, but it is okay, what the hell? Why aren't we getting these scenes that, the setup? Because I feel like setup is pretty important to execution. And I am glad they have faith in the audience, connect to what's going on. We saw the crystal crack at the end of Toffee, so we knew this was coming, but I feel like just jumping into it wasn't the best of ideas.
Yeah.
So as the episode begins, Star is trying to feed Glosseric pudding, and Glosseric keeps saying Globgorb ever since he got resurrected, and I feel like that means something. I know it just sounds goofy, but I feel like, yeah,
it means I'm in great pain, help me.
Yeah, maybe if it means something like wubba lubba dub dub, or I feel like it's important. What he's saying is something that's actually helpful.
It's not just a meme.
Yeah. Also, I like that his bib was saying "Mommy's little monster." But yeah, Glosseric starts walking him on a leash because he's not mentally there. He's acting like kind of a dog. He jumps out the window of Mewni and into the garden where Eclipsa catches him. And Star doesn't really recognize Eclipsa at first. She somewhat recognizes her. She says, "Oh, you look familiar," but she can't put her finger on what is so familiar about her, which I honestly don't get because the spades, she saw a tapestry. I feel like even if she looks somewhat different from her tapestry, she's not wearing her hat, she's not, she doesn't have this or that. I feel like the spades are a dead giveaway, if anything, that, she's at least a butterfly. And I feel it was kind of out of character for Star not to even question that part.
I feel like it's kind of hard to say that though, because I feel like there must be butterflies that have the same suits on their cheeks, because there's only 4 suits, and there's definitely more than 4 generations of butterflies.
Yeah. Eclipsa, she rubs Glosseric's gem, she gives him a head scratch, and it puts him to sleep. Now, I wonder if that's just a simple technique, or if that's something only Eclipsa can do, and if it is something she can do, is it hurting Glosseric in any way, shape, or form? Because
is she corrupting him?
Yeah. Not even necessarily corrupting him, but, some kind of negative consequence. Kind of like how Moon now has, her purple arm. I wonder if it's something similar to that. They're talking, they're having a good time. Eclipsa has a giant bucket of Snookers, her favorite candy ever. When the Magical High Commission shows up, they arrest Eclipsa. And again, I feel like this happened way too fast. On one hand, I get the fact that okay, having the episode open up with Star, meaning Eclipsa, is probably a lot more interesting, getting right to the point than opening up with looking at Crystal and seeing Eclipsa was gone. But even if they had a scene just at the end of Son of a Hoodie or Rest in Pudding, just showing Eclipsa's crystal is shattered and she's gone or something, just something like that would have been
some sort of a B plot.
Yeah, just a little bit of setup would have been better.
I really like the whole sequence with the commission trying to figure out Star is evil, and it's obviously rigged.
Yeah. So after they arrest Eclipsa, they take Star back to somewhere near the dungeon. It's a room we've never seen before. They're running tests on her. She puts her on a lie detector test, make sure she's not corrupted. And a lot of people were saying, me included, that okay, there has to be more to Eclipsa than just she ran her off with her monster husband, and that's why she's crystallized, because that's what the promos made it seem like. And I was expecting, okay, the actual episode's gonna reveal she did some heinous evil thing, and even starts then she blew stuff up, right? And Moon's no, we crystallized her before she had the chance. And it's okay, so you guys are just jumping the gun on this one.
I mean, it sounded like it was more the fact that she had her dark magic and everything, so she was seen as a threat.
Yeah, but it seemed like the fact that she ran away with a monster was the final strike. That was the final nail in the coffin. All right, if you're running away with a monster, we're just gonna lock you up before before you can do anything evil. And
I mean, I guess you could consider that treason.
no, yeah, I feel like you can, but is that we're crystallizing? Because we know they can just imprison her.
Treason is like a capital punishment type of thing.
Yeah, I don't know, because like Mewni's weird with that kind of thing. Like we didn't really see Moon or River get punished for like covering up the Book of Spells being on or anything, or there being a second wand. Like they kind of just rolled with the punches with that. So their legal system is definitely very weird. And I feel like the crystallization thing was more of a high commission thing than like an actual Mewni law thing. Like again, they
I guess.
Like it just seems like they were really jumping the gun, especially since she was a queen. We were introduced to the Magic High Commission's monkey in this episode as well, who picks fleas out of Star's hair, asking if they're evil fleas, and he's like, nope, they're just normal fleas. Well, he monkey noises that, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But yes, and Star even asked the commission like, what has she done like bad outside of like Moon's deal, and they can't really give her an answer. Like Hekapu's like, she double dipped once. She called Romulus annoying. Omnitrax just says
double dipping is a pretty big offense, honestly. I mean, I feel like that's worth crystallizing a person for.
I don't know.
I mean, in the ranch, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe if it was like corn dip, because I know Mewni takes her corn very seriously, but who knows? Omnitrax just claims that she's Episcopalian.
Or something like that. I don't think it was Episcopalian, but it was like some sort of Epalian.
Oh yeah, I like how Romulus is like, I heard she ate babies, and Hekapu's like, that wasn't Eclipsa, that was Bobipsa.
Yeah, the baby-eating barbarian. I feel like the High Commission is like getting better.
What do you mean?
Like they're just more enjoyable to watch this season.
I mean, I enjoyed them last season just because like I felt like they were a big deal.
I was just kind of like, this is a thing that's happening, but now it's like actually entertaining for me.
Okay, so Omnitrax says that she's a Episcotarian.
Yeah.
So what even is that?
I have no idea. I really know what Episcopalian is. I just say it because it sounds funny.
So Moon has a heart-to-heart with Star, and she's like, you're very capable, and Eclipsa, I thought she was nice at first too, which she did in Moon the End. Honestly, like, she doesn't seem so evil, but then she realized herself, because her arm.
I think it's just that like Eclipsa is very manipulative, so like they see her as dangerous for that reason. Because like Moon said, like, I know you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but if you find out for yourself by the time you actually realize that she's a threat, then it'll be too late.
Yeah, but I don't know, because as Star points out when she's calling everybody out, like Moon was the one who went to Eclipsa and who was the one who made the deal. Like Eclipsa didn't persuade her or anything. Eclipsa was just like, okay, I'll do this for my freedom. But again, it's not like, I feel like that would have been a lot more dangerous if Eclipsa was crystallized for a better reason than she ran off with a monster and she has dark magic. So again, it just feels like a lot of paranoia and fear and like pop propaganda.
It feels like there might be something that they aren't saying.
I definitely feel there is something they're not saying, because after Star convinces the High Commission to put Eclipsa on trial, she's saying the Rose Garden. Yeah, so when Star asked Eclipsa if she uses dark magic, it said, I did what I had to do for me. And I feel like that was hinting at something. That was alluding towards something a lot more sinister and dark.
I feel like there's probably two sides to this.
And we're
gonna find that out soon, hopefully.
Yeah. And I also like how Eclipsa's like being really snarky with Star. She's like, oh, I might corrupt him. And Star's like, really? And she's like, oh, wait, you're joking. Okay. Their dynamic is just really fun to watch.
Or like when she was like, are you in my head right now? And she was like, no, but if I was, I wouldn't tell you.
Yeah. I feel like Eclipsa's trial may actually be an arc, but I think we gotta wait to see, just because we know there's an episode coming up called like Trial by Squire, but we don't know if any of that has to deal with like Eclipsa directly, or
is that in this bomb or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
How do you see this playing out? Like, do you think this will be an arc? Do you think this will just be like a follow-up episode, or because it really seems like they're gonna take their time with it?
I mean, it seems like the way that they're doing the episodes is like doing like a plot-heavy episode, then doing like a world-building one-off episode. So I can't really see it being an arc. It might be. I feel like it'll be like one episode.
Well, yeah, like her trial herself will be like an episode. I'm talking about like episodes leading up to it, or do you think they're just gonna go directly to it?
I mean, I feel like there are probably gonna be episodes between now and then.
They like build up to it, like talk about it, yeah.
Or maybe not even talk about it, but like maybe reference it. Because I'm expecting like the next episode to have nothing to do with any of this.
Oh yeah, it won't. But I was just wondering, because I feel like it'd be interesting if they're trying to like gather evidence against Eclipsa for her trial, like in an upcoming episode, and we learn some stuff, but not like too much. It feels like they're definitely dancing around Mewni's history when it comes to Eclipsa, just kind of like how they were for Toffee. So I'm very, very enthusiastic to see like where this is gonna go. I do think Eclipsa will be freed. Like, I think she'll be innocent at the end of her trial, and then maybe from there on, they'll have some kind of not betrayal, but a twist with her when she's proven innocent. And there's also another line that really interested me, that had me like raise my eyebrow, was when Star's talking to her in the garden, she's like, oh, you have a hot date tonight? And she says something like that, but that's before she got taken in. So I wonder if that has to do with her husband, because she is wearing her wedding ring when she's free.
That is a thing.
Yeah. So, and you know, it makes you wonder, like, where is Eclipsa's husband? Like, what is he doing? Is he, like, what's his role?
I mean, he's probably dead.
See, that's the thing. Is, like, I don't know. We don't know how long monsters live, or like how long a lifespan is due to a race.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty safe to say he's probably dead, just based on the fact that like Eclipsa was crystallized for a really long time.
I mean, she was crystallized for like a few hundred years, and I feel like, again, like with Star's timeline, not Star's timeline, but like with how species age and Star, I feel like it varies. That may not actually be so long, but I guess we'll see.
Maybe.
And who knows? Like, I find it interesting that like they would crystallize her, but not her husband, like not the monster. Like, I feel like something has had to happen to him, because I don't see.
They might have killed him.
Yeah. So like, I hope they give us an answer to that.
Yeah, like she was probably going to like resurrect him or something like that.
But yeah, I don't know how long they can drag out this whole Glossric is like mindless practical pet thing, just because I feel like that can get really old really quickly. Like,
Oh, it definitely will.
Like by the end of this episode, I was really like kind of over it, but luckily they didn't like play it up too much. So
I feel like it's probably gonna go on for too long.
yeah. But do you have any closing thoughts? Again, I really enjoyed this one. Like my only problem again was like the pacing. They jumped into it way too fast. There's no proper setup, and like even if you binge this, it's, like it just feels very jarring.
Yeah, it was a lot all at once.
Yeah, but like I think if this episode just had like 3 extra more minutes, again, just like set things up, like an opening scene, that would have like fixed all my problems with it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely we have a lot of things we want to get to in this episode, and they just didn't have the time.
Yeah, but overall, it was like definitely one of my favorites of the season, just because everything about it, like the writing was great, the character interactions, the voice acting, the music, it's this show has come like a really long way.
Definitely.
So yeah, these are our thoughts on the episode Stranger Danger, and we would love to hear yours. So please comment them down below or tweet them directly to us at AwestruckVox and TommyPQM. You can also follow Roundtable on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at RoundtableVids, and on Snapchat at RoundtableYT. We also have an official Discord, Amino app, and Patreon. Links to everything in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please sort of like, share it with your friends, get their thoughts on this episode, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications so you can stay in the loop for all things SAR. I hope you have a beautiful day. And AwestruckVox
And Tom.
signing out.